All right, so I just hopped on live and was recording this at the same time to try to capture that content. Unfortunately, I forgot the mic was not plugged in. So I'm going to redo the video that I had just done for my Instagram live right now, just to make sure I can get this content for that platform. But I want to talk about storytelling. So before I get into that, I just want to say welcome back to the video. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob Fine with Doozy Productions, where we're enthusiastic about telling stories and helping you tell yours. Storytelling is something that I'm super passionate about. I've been vlogging. I've been trying to tell stories with a camera since right after my freshman year of high school, maybe even before then, when I started watching these YouTube videos that were so engaging because of the storytelling in them, and I tried to copy it. I wasn't posting any of this content until my junior year of high school, and I started putting out my own vlogs and marketing them and doing all this and that, and eventually started a freelance initiative basically to help other people create content through video or photo and get paid for it. And basically, long story short, I graduated high school. I don't go to college, even though I was planning on it, and I instead pursue more of the freelance thing. Went through ups and downs. Ultimately, was pretty successful in my first year. Now I'm in my second year since I decided to take my gap year, and probably 3 or 4 months ago, I realized that the thing that I was the most passionate about was the aspect of storytelling, and that can be in storytelling through a filmmaking point of view or through a marketing point of view. I prefer documentary filmmaking. That is my utmost passion. But I also am an entrepreneur at heart. So I like to marry the storytelling, filmmaking, and entrepreneurship all together. So I also like to create content of my own. I like to make vlogs. I like to make these kind of videos. And yeah, so I want to just talk about why I'm so passionate about storytelling, why I feel like it's so powerful, and is there anything else? Yeah, we'll just go into those two for now. And I talked about this on my Instagram live, so you can see the original conversation on there. Here's my handle. It's at Thuzy. What is it? My handle is Thuzy Jake. That's Thuzy with 3 O's, so THOOOSI Jake, Jake. You can find me on Instagram there, and you can find the original live stream right there. But without further ado, let's get into the superpower of storytelling. So, storytelling, media, marketing, filmmaking, Instagram influencer, anybody who creates content, all those content could be the news, content could be magazines, content could be a movie, content could be a TV show, content could be a commercial, content could be a YouTube video, content could be an audio podcast, content could be a visual podcast. But all these things are under the wing of storytelling. So this includes people who are actors. This includes people who are radio show hosts. This includes people who sit right here and talk to the camera and try to share a message. I'm a storyteller. I'm telling a story right now. Joe Rogan does an interview. That falls under the lens of storytelling. Martin Scorsese sits in the director's chair. That falls under the lens of storytelling. What do all these people have in common? Keep me out of that. So keep anybody who's an influencer, anybody who makes content and is super popular and does it really well, I want you to think about them, right? All those people have big, massive followings. All those people know how to tell stories. All those people know how to share a message effectively. And all those people make a ton of money and are very good at making other people feel emotions, right? So I feel like that's a superpower. I feel like that's a life hack. If you know how to tell stories really well, you have one of the highest, most in-demand skills in our society, because you can be used to share any message You can be used to sell anything. Your voice can be used to make a piece of art. Your direction could be used to do the same thing. And like a guy like Martin Scorsese, who's mastered his little pocket of storytelling in the filmmaking space, both documentary and narrative, you you have a guy who's probably impacted hundreds of millions of people with his movies. I wonder how many of those movies had stories that changed somebody's behavior, or changed the way somebody thought about things, or change like just the fact that you can make people stop what they're doing at night and go sit in a seat at a theater is changing something, right? So that's the power of storytelling. I want to tell stories through social media. I want Thuzy to figure out the best way to use storytelling to connect people and businesses to the audience of their liking and to the people who they want to sell to. Obviously, this starts with having a great product or a great service that you can offer. But once you get that, how do I connect it to the people who need to use it? And I believe the best way to do that, the most organic way to do that, and the most engaging way to do that is through storytelling. And I know this to be true because it's one of the most common practices in our capitalistic society, basically throughout the history of media. Look at what that's done for the economy. So I know this to be true. I know this to be true also in my personal experiences with my own clients. Ever since I took a storytelling approach of, once I discovered that my passion was the storytelling piece, it wasn't the filmmaking or the editing part necessarily, I realized, okay, every client I have is going to be somebody whose story I tell. And once I took that approach, engagement became higher. Products began to sell more, even in this pandemic. I took that approach mid-pandemic, and my business has boomed since then. And it's going to continue to boom because we're going to go deeper on that, using like the 80-20 principle, like what works the best, the storytelling. So do more of that and less of everything else, right? Everything else that works less efficiently and less effectively. This will work because, like I said, storytelling is the biggest superpower in the world. In the free world, I should say. And if done well, it can ultimately touch emotions and make people feel things and understand things that they may not have understood or felt before that they may need to. So when I make a documentary, it's me having something I need to say and doing the whole documentary filmmaking process, and then I have a message encapsulated in that film that tells the message I'm trying to say in using words that I can't say myself. I'm a person who, in the middle of an argument, in the heat of an argument, I will stumble over my words every time. I'm not successful in those kind of engagements, but as soon as you let me sit down and think about the point I want to make, turn on a camera, record, edit, interview, whatever I need to do, I can do that in a much higher level. So that's how I know storytelling is so powerful. It brings people together. I brought 250 plus people together the night of January 5th, right before the pandemic, when I premiered my movie. That story brought people together. And that was the coolest thing for me that I've ever done in my career. So, yeah. I'm going to end it there. I need to get that off my chest because that is what you're seeing here at Thuzy. We are enthusiastic about telling stories and helping you tell yours. So not only do I have this insatiable drive to tell stories, but I want to help the other people who have the insatiable drive to tell stories in whatever capacity that may be, whether it's podcasting, whether it's photography, whether it's filmmaking, whether it's Instagram. Storytelling is storytelling, and I want to master that in my own life and help other people do that. So that's what all this content is for. That is the message I'm trying to convey. And here's me doing it behind the lens of a camera as I do best. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like the video, share it with a friend who also might be interested. And without further ado, I'm going to end this video there. Look out for daily content on our page. And until then, I'll see you next time. Peace.